Welcome to Trout Talk, right here on News Talk Saga 960 AM. My name is Mike Chiarot, joined by my colleagues, friends, amigos, and Brendan Lang, Zack Bodenstein, along with me for the ride. As always, Zack, we missed you last week. You were on assignment. And let's start off with Zack. How was your assignment?
Yeah, I did zero work. It was a trip to Mexico, which was extremely peaceful, relaxing, and got a little rowdy at times. But that's how vacation is. It was a lot of fun, much needed mental reset, get back in the swing of things here with a really busy schedule for the Steelheads. March break comes along, and with that comes a lot of hockey. So I'm all good, boys. You know, I come back and I'm tanned and I feel refreshed. But now the skin's starting to peel a little bit.
Ooh.
I mean,
that's okay.
There are bigger problems to have. It's fine.
That means you had a good trip. If the skin is peeling.
Yeah.
If it's not peeling, then it's a problem. Then it's like
Yeah, Zack, you had the assignment of taking some time off, so that was a good assignment.
Yeah,
good. Hey, sometimes you need that assignment, and you obviously did it well. Did the assignment really well. I'm glad for that.
How was the chocolate cake down there? Was it good? Did you have any?
I didn't have any dessert there, actually. Well, I mean,
we have any dessert?
We snacked, but like it wasn't like when we went out. There wasn't any dessert or anything like that. It was just entrees. They're shrimp, so they're right on the Pacific coast.
I know. Yeah. The shrimp is very good.
It was like the tastiest shrimp I've ever had in my life because it was like just fresh, right out of the ocean and plate. It was amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, it's very nice. I agree.
Man, that sounds really good. It was nice here too. I mean, the last couple of days, there was some nice. Not trying to sound like jealous or anything about Mexico, but I maybe came across a little bit like that. But no, it has been some nice weather. I think it's going to get cold again. Yeah, it kind of was yesterday when we were recording this. It was like 20 degrees, man. I had shorts on, I had a t-shirt. I was getting some sun, dude.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good, but no, I think Mexico probably has one up on us with the weather.
All right, so how about you, Brendan? So what's going on with you? Golf?
Not much. Yes, actually, I have played a round of golf already, gotten out there, so hasn't gone too well so far, but that's okay. We'll get into the swing of things as things get a little bit warmer, but nope, nothing too much going on with me here recently. Again, you know, we come on here, we say the same thing usually, but what's going on? Zack got to switch things up. Zack got to switch things up a little bit, but for me, it's all the same right now.
That's good. Same here. Just Groundhog Day. All right, guys. So let's talk about Steelheads on they've been playing lights out lately. Let's just say. Winning against where do I start? Okay, so winning against the Sarnia Sting, winning against the Windsor Spitfires, winning against the Barrie Colts, losing in overtime to the Oshawa Generals, winning against the Ottawa 67s, losing in overtime against the Ottawa 67s. Points in I think I let me keep going here. I'm going to say I think it's 13 games, points in 13 games maybe. They haven't lost in regulation in 10 games. I know that for sure. So this team just keeps on rolling, guys. And wow, unbelievable.
Yeah, they're playing, I think, probably the best hockey we've seen them play. They got off to that really great start, and obviously they were playing well at the beginning of the year, but as of right now, especially after the deadline, everybody knows exactly where they stand with their roster and all that. And to be able to come down the stretch there, they had a little bit of a dip, and we talked about it a lot. That kind of happens to all OHL teams, especially a young team like the Steelheads, but they've really picked things up. And I think you have to credit a lot to the older players on the team, and somebody like Chaz Sharp, the captain, and Boudreau and Locus, who now have A's, Angus McDonnell, who's been an assistant captain all season long. These guys to be able to pull them out of that, make sure they keep going, keep working towards the goal. And they have played, again, just some great hockey here recently. And I know we'll talk a little bit more as the episode goes on about what they kind of need to do to continue that. But again, just playing some good hockey and really putting pressure on their opponents. It seems like every time they win, they pick up points, everybody else wins. But again, it doesn't really matter when things are bunched up like this. You kind of control your own destiny. So if they keep winning, that's really all that matters, and just not getting too worried about what's going on around them in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, they're doing it as a unit. So many different ways to win games, pick up points against some tough teams. And they've had injuries. We said it. They haven't been healthy all year. But You get my X factor in the preseason. Mason Zabeski comes back. He's a 20-goal scorer now. The progression has been great. Finn Harding played one of the best games I've ever seen him play in that loss to Oshawa. He and Lucas Carmiris, actually, in fact, are stripping pucks like it's absolutely nothing. They look like prime Anze Kopitar out there, just like a little stick lift, and they pick up the puck. It's so effortless. The progression of those two particularly, they really are just doing such a better job of stripping pucks, maintaining possession for their team. Confidence going a really long way. Finn Harding's like the eraser, Mikey. Like anytime anybody comes towards him, he rubs them off and then he picks up the puck and they go the other way. So it's been unbelievable to watch those two particularly. Like Carmiris has really elevated his game. The team needed that. The team needed another center depth. Another scoring threat down the middle. That's been big for this team. So that's been huge. I mean, the depth has just really shown. The defense has been phenomenal, and the goaltending's been rock solid all year.
I want to go back to that game against the Barrie Colts when they were down 3-1, and to come back and win that game 4-3. And who had that tying goal, as you said? It's Finn Harding. Pinching it from the point, absolute nice wrist shot, beating Ben West of the glove side. But those, I'm going to say it again, and I mentioned this intermission with you, Brendan. Those are the type of games that builds character when you're down like that 3-1 and you come back. Those are championship teams do. And ever since that game, it seems like, even before that, but that game, it just seems like now they're just rolling right along. So much confidence with this team right now. And, as you mentioned, they're sitting second place right now in the Eastern Conference. I'm sure that's going to change by the time, this airs on Sunday, but well-deserved, and they could get a home playoff berth, and that's what they're going for right now. But the confidence is key right now, and Finn Harding and the whole defense has been playing really well. Like Luke Dragusic has done a great job, another rookie back there on the back end, just to say. But Finn Harding, he's definitely been the eraser back there. He's stepping up his game to another level. That's 100%.
Yeah, I remember we talked to James Richmond probably about a month ago now, and he was talking about Finn Harding, and just they had a conversation with him and kind of really told him exactly what they wanted out of him. And I mean, he's played well all the year, but especially since then, and within the past month of games, he's been one of the best players on the ice for the Steelheads. And you said calling him the eraser there, but it really is true. Like, yeah, I think it's a good nickname. I mean, anytime he's on the ice, you're feeling pretty confident about not giving up quality scoring chances. Yeah, he's been huge for the Steelheads on the back end.
I'm going to give everybody else a shout out on the back end, because I think they lose Casper Larson and Charlie Callahan. And I think all the questions around the league were, how are they going to respond? But oh my goodness, Finn Harding, I know his parents are probably listening, elevating his game to a completely different level. It actually boggles my mind that he was not drafted. The decision making, confidence, the poise that he has, and it's just so smooth. Like, there isn't much rockiness in his game. It's very easy for him, at least it looks like. So Finn's been great, all situations player. Stevie Leskovar looks like a new player. Von Richter's been rock solid. The addition of Fibiger has been absolutely phenomenal. Chaz Sharp's been one of the best defensemen in the league. So, I mean, Luke Dragusic has stepped up, and he has been, as advertised, even better than advertised, I would say, as a rookie. So, to me, the reason why they're winning a lot of games is because of the defense and the defensive play. That goes back to Lucas Carmiris taking on a defensive role as a centerman as well. I'd like to see a bit more depth scoring. We mentioned Zabeski's got 20 goals, but, you're in a stretch right now without Misa and Martone. Some guys are going to have to step up, and they did against Sarnia. I mean, they scored 6, but that's probably what I'm looking at down the stretch here.
So now you're giving him the Arnold Schwarzenegger. You've been erased. That's what Finn Harding, right? I don't know if I've ever seen Eraser, the movie. When Arnold Schwarzenegger says that, you've been erased.
Never seen it.
I was going to say, I've seen it, but
Eraser.
Okay.
Watch it. So there we go. Finn Harding is now the eraser. I like that. So now we got the Commander, the eraser.
Commander. That's right. I forgot about the Commander.
We got to start with more nicknames here. I like the Commander, the eraser, and we'll figure.
We'll think.
All right, let's take a break right here. Let's take a break right here on News Talk Saga 960 AM. You listen to Trout Talk. All right, welcome back to Trout Talk right here on News Talk Saga 960 AM. We're along with my colleagues and partners and friends, Zack Bodenstein, Brendan Lang, broadcasters of the Mississauga Steelheads. Let's bring in our special guest, rookie forward, and having a spectacular year so far, getting better and better for the Mississauga Steelheads, Mr. Gabe Chiarot. Welcome to the podcast, Gabe.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me here.
No problem. So first of all, let's talk about how you're feeling right now. We're going into a deep playoff run here. We're going to go on a deep playoff run, right, Gabe? So how are you feeling right now personally?
Well, I feel good, but I feel comfortable with the team and that we can win big games against big teams, and I think we have a shot to go far and hopefully win the East and go to the finals there. So.
And Mikey just said, your rookie season, having a great year. What's really allowed you to have such a great rookie season? I mean, really, we've talked about it a lot on the broadcast, talked about the line you play on, but just you specifically. I mean, you've had a great rookie season, like you said. So what kind of goes into that and has allowed you to put up the numbers and just the play that you have so far this year?
Well, I think it's a lot of the support I get from my teammates and my coaches. I know, Jer has helped me along the way, and Stephon Thorne's been a big part of that. But he's really helped me out and tell me what to do, give me tips here and there. And like some of the older guys help me along too, just telling me to keep going and keep playing my game.
Gabe, I want to ask you about having to sit for such a long time at the start of the year. Then you get slotted right back in. How do you stay prepared? Because that was a long layoff for you at the start of the year before you actually got into a game.
Yeah, I know. It was a little rough patch there, but I just kept saying to myself, like, I'm going to get in. And, once I got in, I tried to make it hard for them to take me out again. So that's kind of been my motto this whole season. So, I'm just going to keep going with that. So it's been working well lately. So just got to keep it up.
Gabe, you started off your minor hockey career, I guess you could say, with the Brantford 99ers. Then you got drafted by the Steelheads. Talk about that experience when you got drafted from the Brantford 99ers. And man, yeah.
Yeah, we had a good team there. I played on a line with Lucas, right, Carmeris, and Merrick Van Acker. So, it was a fun time. I did okay, point per game. So was doing all right, and then had a good year in junior B there with the Welland Junior Canadians, and did pretty well. Got used to that junior experience, and then I just got the call this summer and signed with Steelheads, and it's been good so far. It's a good journey.
And you talk about they're playing some junior B with Welland and the junior experience. How much does that help you, not going necessarily straight away from minor hockey, kind of getting that experience first and then taking kind of maybe smaller steps up to playing in the OHL?
Well, first it's playing with the older guys, right? Like you're going against 19, 20-year-olds. So that's kind of, helps with my physical game, being able to play against those guys who are bigger and stronger than you, right? And also 20-minute periods, that's a big part of it, having that endurance and stamina to get through it all. So it's kind of helped me out with getting used to the OHL experience.
So speaking of big and strong, you fought Jabril Toure not too long ago in Windsor. So talk to us about that. Were you anticipating on scrapping that game or this season? Let's talk about the scrap and leading up to it.
I mean, we were kind of going at it back and forth there. Got a scrum in front of the net, and I guess he just got, fed up with me. But, a little chirping in the box when we were both in there. But, he said we were going, so I was like, all right, I just got to do it then. So, I just made it happen pretty much. A little nerve-wracking, but turned out all right.
No, don't be nerve. No, do not be nerve-wracked. You did a good job there. I have to piggyback on that. Okay. Everybody, fire alarm's okay? All right. So anyways, you did a good job sticking up for yourself, and I just have to commend you on that because I was right up there watching the whole thing. And he's a guy that's drafted, and he's a good player that's signed with the Ottawa Senators as a free agent. You, sir, are a rookie. He's a 20-year-old fighting. You fought a 20-year-old, and good for you. Kudos to you to sticking up for yourself. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying fighting's good, kids. I'm just saying sticking up for yourself is good. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hey, 6'7", 20-year-old.
That's what I'm saying, Gabrielle. That's what I'm saying, Gabe. Yeah. Exactly. So, Gabe, I mean, you grew up in Hamilton, right? You're a Hamilton boy, all that kind of stuff. Talk about, growing up in Hamilton and were you a Bulldog fan growing up?
Yeah, a little bit. I went to a couple of the games. Wasn't really a crazy fan though, but I grew up in Hamilton and then played hockey here for a little bit with the Huskies there, but moved to Brantford at a young age, I think in Pee Wee. So I think we were 11 or 12. Mm-hmm. So I moved to Brantford. So spent a lot of time out there. But yeah, grew up in Hamilton kid. So yeah.
And last episode we had Kieran Witkowski on, and Mikey had asked him what the experience was like going to the rink for the first day, like playing for the Steelheads, playing in the OHL. So what was that experience like for you? Also a rookie coming into the arena, your first time. Did you have some first day nerves going in there? What were you expecting? Was it exactly what you expected? Was it completely different? Just what did that first day kind of look like?
Yeah, like a little bit nervous at first, like especially like with the older guys there, but like as you get used to it, like you get more comfortable and you start like interacting with everyone, and I don't know, that's just part of being a rookie, like being nervous at first, and then it's like slowly getting comfortable and like learning the way around the rink. So yeah, it was a little nerve-wracking, but we made it this far, so I think it's all right.
Well, McGregor was there last year, and in fact, he's been around the team for as long as he can remember, right? I mean,
yeah.
You three play so well with Kieran, and I mean, I've been calling you guys the identity line on the broadcast because you guys have really formed an identity. So talk about the three of you guys playing together and how you guys feel you've made this team so much better.
Yeah, I know. I think like when we're out there, we like cause mayhem. Like we're in their zone most of the time. We're creating scoring opportunities and just hemming them in. So I think we're like causing a lot of momentum for our team, like going forward. And say we have a rush shift in the defensive zone, and then we go in the offensive zone, get a good shift, and that brings the momentum up and the team attitude up. And I think that really helps us like win games and like turn tides, kind of.
Gabe, I'm going to go a little bit on the easier side for you here. All right. So what's your favorite kind of dessert?
I'm Italian, so I really like tiramisu.
That's good. That's kind of like a chocolate cake.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, tiramisu, can't go wrong. That's good. I like tiramisu too. Tiramisu's good. I'm a big chocolate cake, cheesecake kind of guy,
Yeah, I really like cheesecake.
Love the chocolate cake and cheesecake.
Yeah.
How about you guys? What are you guys so quiet for over there?
Brownies are my weakness, I swear. Anytime I see a brownie, like whether like the cosmic brownies or just like homemade, any packaged brownie, any fresh brownie, I'm all for it. So tiramisu is good. I'm supposed to call it tiramisu because my girlfriend's Italian, so I'm learning. But yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong, right? I've got the sweet tooth. We've all got the sweet tooth. And
Yes.
But brownies for me, though, that's the weakness.
I like brownies too. I go with like cookies of any kind though, like chocolate chip cookies. I think that's kind of my thing. I pretty much like any dessert. If you put it in front of me, I'm going to eat it. But chocolate chip cookies, I think that's that one's on me. Gabe, wanted to ask about kind of the recent stretch of play here for the Steelheads, and you've had some important players out of the lineup. Of course, Martone's been out for a little bit here, and McDonnell had a suspension. Meese has been out of the lineup the past 2 days, and you yourself and all the other young guys have kind of moved up and taken on a bigger role. So how have you been prepared to be able to do that, and how have you been able to really move into that role seamlessly? Because moving up to the third line, it's asking a lot. You're going to be playing more minutes, but the change has been so seamless. How have you been able to do that?
I think it's just my mindset going out there, like not the mindset that like just not to get scored on, but the mindset that, like we're going to score goals and we're going to like cause mayhem. I'm going to make a big hit and cause momentum. So yeah, I think that's like the biggest thing for me, but I also like moving my feet. That also helps a lot, right? I'll get in the right areas to make plays. And yeah, so that's what's helped me out the most there.
Gabe, your teammates have told us firsthand that you guys kind of set the tone. They feed off your energy. They feed off what you guys do on the ice. So how does that feel to know that, 3 16, 17-year-olds, a bunch of 06s are setting the tone for a bunch of 20-year-olds?
No, yeah, it's exciting. And it's good to hear that from the other guys. But yeah, like we have a bigger part than it seems like on this team. And we need to keep doing that, especially in playoff time, right? Because things can get out of hand and we need to have the momentum shifts and kind of like you said, set the tone, right? So yeah, that's something we need to do going forward.
And I've really been impressed with you, how you're not scared. I know we talked about this, you fighting Gibraltar, but you taking the body all the time, you coming back in your 200-foot game. The older guys helped you out the most in your game so far, because it seems like you're just improving game after game after game. The older guys, Stephon Thorne, talk about that.
Yeah, like you said, Thorny's had a big impact on me, always telling me what to do, giving me tips and tricks to focus on. But like a lot of the older guys, especially Sharpie, Stevie Lescovar, and Adam Zidlicki, always tell me to keep going and like keep doing my thing, because yeah, they know I'm you set the tone out there, right? So yeah, they know what I'm trying to do. So yeah, they help me out there a lot.
Setting the tone's kind of been a theme here today, but you play with a lot of physicality, and of course that kind of comes with it. And has that always been your game, or have you tried to maybe adapt it a little bit since you started playing in the OHL, or is that physicality kind of always been there?
Yeah, it's always like kind of been in my game. Just like to put a few more points up, but yeah, like I've always had that aspect of me, like always banging the body, trying to get the puck off and force turnovers. That's kind of part of my game, so that's why I do it.
Well, I mean, you mentioned when you played for the Brantford 99ers that you were a point-per-game player. Granted, you had 2 unbelievable line mates as well. You were drafted for a reason too. But what about your defensive game? Because, man, that has really improved. You've taken on some PK roles in some games. So what about the defensive game, the transition going from AAA to the OHL and having to embrace that defensive game and that energy role?
Yeah, I know it's a lot tougher, especially when you're up against guys who are drafted to the NHL and, they're really good. So you just got to be aware. But, I think my defensive game has actually gone really better since like AAA and Junior B. So that's something I'm pretty happy about. But, just got to continue getting better going forward.
All right. So my question is, and I asked this to all the guys, and I'm going to say the same thing to you. Your favorite arena to play in, and you can't say London. And your least favorite arena, favorite arena to play in, and you can't say Peterborough.
Okay, my favorite arena.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Kingston's pretty nice. I like going there.
Okay,
but
why Kingston?
But Windsor is pretty nice too.
Windsor's not bad. That's where that's where you made your name is Windsor, so that's a good thing. They're always going to remember your name in Windsor, that's for sure. In a good way.
Yeah, and then for the worst, I would probably say Sudbury.
Ooh, I should have left that out of there too. Yeah. A lot of people like to go to that barn, huh? Yeah. Sudbury's a tough barn to play in, right? And you're going in there your first time. Gabe, talk about that. I mean, it's an intimidating barn, don't you think?
Yeah, I know, especially them being a good team this year, right? So it's a tough place to play in. But yeah, the fans are a little bit crazy, when they score a goal, light goes off, and it's just like.
How about that wolf?
Yeah, the wolf too coming across the top there, just like. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not some place you want to be scored on.
I want to grab that wolf sometimes and just take it off the thing and just throw it into the stands. Honestly, if I had a hook, I'd they could just reel it in like that because you're close, right, from that booth up there. You guys are close enough too. So why not just throw a hook up there, hook it down, and just pick it up and just throw it, and just whip it on the ice or something? Can you imagine?
Yeah, I think
that's an iconic wolf. You'd go to jail for that. I think
I think it's a good tool. They need to switch things up there.
Yeah, that's an iconic wolf. I'm just kidding around, but that's an iconic wolf, and that's a very intimidating place to play. That's for sure. And they got really, really good fans, and that wolf's going to be there till we're all, until we're all 1,000 years old. So
yeah.
We're talking about the arenas, but is there a specific team that you've played this year now, pretty much almost through your entire rookie season, that you really feel that there's a rivalry out there on the ice between the two teams?
I think Brantford, last time we played Brantford, things got a little heated up. So I think that's one of the teams we go at it with. But other than that, I'm not sure if there's any other team that that forms a rivalry kind of.
Oshawa?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Sudbury?
Yeah, we're getting into Sudbury a little bit too. Yeah, we were.
Windsor?
Yeah, Windsor. We're getting into.
I think you guys just get into it with everybody. It's kind of the style of play.
Yeah, that's kind of how our team's built, right? Just getting the dirty areas, kind of, get under their skin. But yeah, I think Brantford's the most team we have a rivalry with.
Well, that's the game that's coming up right after this airs on the radio, so that's a pretty good segue. But I do want to ask, this is something I haven't asked anybody yet on this podcast. I want to ask you, though, Gabe. You are a rookie, but are you like an OHL nerd? Like, obviously, you watch tape, right? You watch film, you understand players on the other teams, but how closely are you following the league on your off days? Like, is that a way to get better for you, or are you just kind of like detaching when you're off?
Well, yeah, like obviously I follow around the league, like especially lately since it's like so close in the East, right? So I'm like watching to see if the teams are winning or losing. But yeah, like I look at players and their stats, like when I'm interested, and like I'll look at the scores and whatnot and the standings. But yeah, at the start of the season, it was kind of just like, man, whatever. Like I didn't really care that much. It just like focused on our team. But like as the season went on, I kind of like started following around like players and teams, and yeah, like I said, it's close in the East, right? So I've been paying more attention lately. So yeah.
So who's your favorite player, and who do you model a game after, my man?
In the NHL?
Yes, sir. Or anywhere. Could be, babe.
Well, I would say like I said previously, Josh Anderson, but he's kind of on a down year, I think. But so another guy is Marcus Foligno. He's on the Minnesota Wild.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, someone, lays the body, has decent hands, can shoot, and like gets under the other team's skin, right? That's
He's
something.
Italian.
Yeah, that too. Something I try and do. So yeah, I'd say I'm on my game after him.
Gabe, next time you fight, we got to see you throw the Superman punch that he does, where he jumps and he kind of punches in midair.
Oh, that's right.
Oh man, yeah.
You think you can pull that off?
No. I'll just stick with grabbing him.
Was that your first fight, like in your career?
No, I fought.
You fought somebody before that. I can't remember.
Roberts on Brantford.
Right.
Yes. No.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a decent one for a first career. So that wasn't bad. Going from him to Torre is a big jump, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
right.
I'd say.
Yeah.
So when you first came on here, you were talking about just coming back from practice. So what's kind of been the focus of practice? I mean, only 4 games left on the schedule coming down the stretch. You guys, you're in the playoffs. Obviously, you don't know who you're going to play yet, but kind of really coming down to the wire here. So what's been the focus of practice here for the week?
Yeah, like trying to keep it a bit lighter, right? We had 2 games in a row, so I think most of the boys are kind of feeling it a little bit. But yeah, so just getting out there, a couple flow drills, and working on breakouts and power play and penalty kill and just special teams there. So yeah, that's kind of been the motto of practice lately.
4 games this week of a March break. I mean, things are obviously coming down to the wire, like you said, very busy and very tight in the Eastern Conference. What are some of the things you do outside of hockey to just ease your mind and just be Gabe Chiarot the person, not Gabe Chiarot the hockey player?
Well, I don't know. Like video games is one. Like I don't know. There's some video games I play, like either on my phone or like on my Xbox. I'll play with like some of the boys. But yeah, that like scrolling through social media, like TikTok, Instagram, stuff like that.
TikTok.
But yeah, yeah. So I think that's where most of my time goes to, like during the season. But
do you do stuff on TikTok? Do you do like routines and stuff like
Oh no. I don't make them. I just watch them.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
I like that answer. I know the Steelheads used to be very involved with TikTok. I'm not sure if they do much with that anymore. Do they still do much with that, Gabe?
Yeah, I think they actually just posted one today.
There you go. Okay, I thought the Steelheads did. Okay, well that's cool. Have you been involved with any of that stuff?
Yeah, I think I've been in a couple.
Okay.
The one of the ones I was in blew up, had like a couple million views. So.
Oh wow!
What was it? What was the video?
It was like, what's the social girl doing? And then it had like the guys dancing in the back. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, whatever works. And
yeah, I guess so.
Oh man, almost TikTok famous. All right, last question from me here, just kind of back on the hockey side of things. Who are some of the older players that have really helped you? I know you talked about Chaz Sharp there, the captain, and now we've Dean Locus and Mark Boudreau have also gotten A's, but just some of the guys that really kind of helped you along. Of course, Lucas from before playing with him. So just the players that have helped you along since you've kind of come into the OHL.
Yeah, I think guy who's been a big part of that is Adam Zidlicki. Like he's taught me through the ways of fighting. show me some tips, but he's always there, like telling me to like just play confident, like do your thing, like like keep going, that kind of stuff. So he's one of the guys. Another guy is Mark Boudreau, especially playing on his line the last couple of weeks there. He's helped me out, just tell me what to do, making sure I'm doing the right things out there, and just like keep motivating me to do my thing and like keep going in the games.
And the last one for me, Gabe, is about your first OHL goal in Ottawa. Obviously, the game wasn't going the way that you wanted, but nevertheless, must have still been cool to score your first OHL goal. How many people reached out? What was the reaction like from others towards you?
Yeah, no, it was pretty nice to score my first goal, but yeah, I got a lot of texts. Phone was blowing up there, but no, it was good to get the first one out of the way pretty quick. I think it was like 4 games in, so yeah, it wasn't bad because I know a lot of guys had to wait like half a season or whatever to score their first goal, right? So it's kind of nice I got mine like right off the bat pretty much. So kind of got that out of the way. But yeah, it was a nice feeling, obviously, and then obviously got on to a decent point streak there lately. But no, it's been all right.
2 things for me. 1, where's the puck? 2, or what are you going to do with the puck? Where is the puck? And 2, you had a glorious chance against the 67s last time and Colin McKenzie, I thought it was going in. Anyway, made a great save with his right pad. So talk to me about that shot. Did you think it was going in? Did you black out, or something like that? Did you think it was going in? And talk about where that puck is, your first OHL goal. And where's it going?
Wait, so what is that? Sorry, say that again.
Okay, so your first OHL goal, the puck.
Yeah.
Where is it and where is it going? Okay.
Yeah.
And the second thing, when you missed that, or you didn't miss it, it was a great shot on the one-timer, and Colin McKenzie made a great save on you in Ottawa. That could have been a huge goal for you personally. But did you think that shot, when you let that one go, did you think you had that one and it just came out of nowhere? What were you thinking after? Did you just talk to me about that chance?
Yeah. So I actually got the puck in my living room over here.
Nice.
So it's it's at home, safe and sound. But yeah, I know it would have been nice to score that one in Ottawa there. But hey, what are you gonna do? Happens. Tried to one time the puck and didn't get all of it, but got some of it. But goalie made a nice save. So nothing you can do there, right?
Just keep chugging away, and you're doing a great job, Gabe. I'll tell you that right now. An excellent job this year. Every game that we see you play, you just get better and better and better, banging and crashing out there, playing your game. You're great at the 200-foot game. Just keep it up.
Yeah. Thanks, Mikey.
Hi, Gabe. Thanks so much.
Right. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for joining us, Gabe Chiarot, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, see you guys soon. Thanks for having me.
No problem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Gabe Chiarot, and we will talk about that interview when we come back right here at Saga 960 AM. All right, welcome back. Welcome back to Trout Talk right here at News Talk Saga 960 AM. Just had Gabe Chiarot, rookie forward of the Mississauga Steelheads, on. Great interview, great kid. He's just really coming along, guys. Zack Bodenstein, Brendan Lang, your thoughts about this up-and-coming player for the Steelheads?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was really well spoken. I feel like we say that about every Steelhead that comes on here, but definitely the same for him. Great interview, great to talk to him. I don't think I'd met him before doing this interview. I know that's kind of crazy because we've been through the whole season now pretty much, but no, good to talk to him. And you can tell that the hockey IQ is there. Again, that's something too that we say a lot about these players, but definitely the hockey IQ. And I like that he sort of feels that as well, that him and himself and the line sort of set the tone. We say that all the time, but it's good to hear that, they actually know that as well. And they know that all the guys kind of pick up on that and continue to follow that after they put out those good shifts. And I think he's also, really aware of exactly what he does well. And he's saying, there's a lot of banging and crashing and doing that stuff, and almost got 10 points on the season as well. So, I mean, he's put a really, really good season together, and really great to talk to him.
Yeah, a lot more than we expected from him on the ice. I mean, like when we were looking at the lineup in August, we didn't even have him on our radar, to be honest with you.
No.
And man, 200-foot game you mentioned, Mike, PK, the mentality, the offensive prowess. Like, he's a good skater, and he's so smart because he's always in the right areas. And whether that is, supporting a puck in the corner, or if it is going to the front of the net, like, he's always doing the right things. I've never seen any flaw in his game when it comes to that. And then just on top of that, really like the attitude that he brought to our podcast, and even making sure, like, did I do a good job on the podcast? Or you guys, what was I? Because I mean, he did a great job in the interviews when we talked to him on the broadcast, but like, great job on the podcast. When you're that age, 16, 17, it's your first time really doing media, to be honest with you. Like, a lot of people think about how there's no real media training for them at that age. Like, they are learning kind of through experience by talking to us. And he did an awesome job, I got to say. Another shout out to Gabe Chiarot for, hanging with us, answering the questions, having some fun. So he was
exactly just a mature kid for his age. And Zach, you mentioned it. JR's putting him out in crucial situations on the penalty kill, big time on the penalty kill. So I mean, he's a player. He's an up and coming guy, and he wants to learn. He's getting better. And as he mentioned it, the older guys are helping him and whatnot. He mentioned Adam Zidlicki helping him out, and Sharpie, of course, what a great captain, of course, helping out Chiarot as well. But this is a guy that's getting better and better every game. A banger, a crasher, him, Bukowski, and Richmond. I love it when those guys step on the ice, because you always create some kind of a chance, some kind of a scrum. There's always something that's going to happen when those three step on the ice.
Yeah, Zach, I remember saying that to you. It's like, I can't even think of counting on one hand of times that they're stuck in the defensive zone. Like, it seems like every time they're on the ice, they're in the offensive zone and they're creating something. And I just think that that's such a big part of the team. And also, too, we talk about this young core of the Steelheads. He's another guy that's a part of that, and then somebody who's going to be on this team for a few years to come. And, we always talk about how they're really set up well for this year. Of course, they got a good team, but for next year, the year after that, and he's going to be a huge part of that as well.
Yeah, the thing about those three, too, the three rookies, McGregor played a handful of games last year. I still kind of consider him a rookie. But the thing about them is they're not just getting shifts, but they're getting important shifts. They're out there in big situations. Like, they actually are setting the tone, and they're not just fillers who are playing 7-8 minutes. And, the minutes that they do get are hard, but they're also crucial ones. Late in periods, I'm noticing that they're getting a lot more shifts because they can genuinely be trusted. And JR said that, we can trust them. We feel totally comfortable throwing them out there. After we give up a goal, we know they're going to set the tone and get us back in that mindset. So all three of them have come such a long way. I couldn't be more proud of those three.
100%. And it's 4 minutes left in the game. It's a tie game. Who's out there in a face-off in your own zone? McGregor Richmond is out there with Koski and Chiarot. That's the kind of confidence JR has in these guys. All right, guys, let's move on here. Let's move on to our next subject. First, the Steelheads, Jack Ivankovic was named goaltender of the week. 1.50 goals against average, 2 wins. This guy just keeps impressing. Ryerson Leaders even got in there against the against the Ottawa 67s. He played well. It was an overtime loss. And the Oshawa Generals as well. But, man, these goaltenders just continue to impress. But congratulations, Jack Ivankovic, on that, president. And how about this? 2 Steelheads goaltenders, both of them. Ryerson Leaders was named goaltender of the week earlier in the year. Now Jack Ivankovic. You name me a better 1-2 combination in the OHL.
There isn't one. Zach said that exact same thing on the intermission of the game against Oshawa. But he's completely right. Like, there is not a better tandem. And to think that they're 16 and 17 years old as well. Like, that's insane. So congratulations to Jack for that. And both of them have been so great all year.
Can't say enough good things about them. Again, like, just generally speaking, it is the best tandem in the league. They are young. They still have a few more years of eligibility. I already said this in the intermission, but oh my goodness. I mean, it's such a luxury back there to have them. The players have told us firsthand that they feed off that. They know that they can be, they can play so confidently. I kind of, not the size, but just the poise in net. Mike knows Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen pretty well. The guy is like carrying the Buffalo Sabres right now in the NHL. Best goalie I've watched to this day in the OHL. And I remember asking Corey Stillman and some of the Sudbury Wolves guys, do you guys change your style when he's in net? And they said, yeah, we actually do. We know we can take more chances because he's so good back there. Now, the Steelheads don't really abandon their game. It's a really structured team. Everybody knows that around the league. But when you've got guys back there that you could switch things up a little bit. You can get a little bit more aggressive, and always giving you a chance to win a hockey game.
All right, so Brantford Bulldogs are coming up here, and right at the top of the hour, guys. And I mean, you heard Gabe Chiarot say that is probably our biggest foe right now. We like to get physical with these guys, and this rivalry continues even when they were the Hamilton Bulldogs. I mean, we talk about this a lot. That game last year, the school day game, I think there was like I can't even remember how many penalty minutes there was. But again, this might be a little bit of another feisty game. Last time these two teams played, it was Florian Jack who, well, I'm very surprised he only got 2-game suspension, to tell you the truth. It was a high hit on Finn Harding, and then an abuse of an official, and he got kicked out of the game. So might be some bad blood boiling over in this game, that's for sure. And these guys are fighting for playoff positioning right now.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the bad blood boiling over, but also just where they are in the standings. I mean, they're tied right now, both sitting with 78 points at the time of recording. There's going to be a couple games in there by the time we start this. We don't know exactly where it'll be, but they're going to be around the same spot. I mean, first to fifth, sixth place is so bunched up right now. And all these games are so important. And especially when you play against a rivalry like him or like that team, you were saying that Gabe had mentioned that this is sort of the team that they really get up for, and there's a lot of bad blood between them, and I think that's kind of what we're going to expect. The Steelheads have shown they can go into Brantford and win. They did it earlier this year, so I think that definitely helps their confidence going into this game as well.
Yeah, huge game, as we already mentioned. The rivalry, the players think it firsthand, and it's been a fun season series. I find so many comparisons between these two teams. They're really set up for this year and next year. So I'm excited to see this rivalry, come to a close with a bang, and I certainly expect a great game. Steelheads win in regulation would be obviously ideal given the standings, but you're right, it's so tight. So yes, the rivalry is huge, but I mean, you don't want to obviously put yourself in a vulnerable position, taking a lot of penalties. They've been more disciplined as of late, which is great.
Yes.
But a big rivalry like this, obviously you want to make sure cooler heads prevail, because 2 points at the end of the day are all that matters.
Key to the game, in my opinion, this is my key to the game. Same thing as they did on the Family Day game. Get traffic in front of Drovak. Get pucks to the net. What he can't stop, he can't see, he can't stop. Get pucks in the net, get physical with these guys in their own zone on their defensemen, and the Steelheads should be okay in regulation time. Quick breakout passes as well. They did a good job on Family Day with quick breakout passes. When they didn't, the Steelheads didn't do a good job of quick breakout passes. And the Brantford Bulldogs do have a good forecheck. They were very, very well coached with Jay McKee. If they didn't get the puck out on that Family Day game, the school day game, then that got the Steelheads in trouble. When they got the puck out quickly and their good breakout, they were all over Brantford in their own zone.
Yeah, you talked about that. I think it was on the intermission in that game as well, just about the breakouts. And it seems like any time that the Steelheads are connecting on that, and they have so much speed that they can use going through the neutral zone on their roster. So once they're able to get those quick breakouts, we'll see if Luke Misa is back in the lineup. No, he was out for a couple games there coming into the weekend, but with him there, especially getting those quick breakout passes, and then also, like you said, getting pucks through towards the net and getting on the forecheck, always making the Bulldogs defensemen sort of make some quick decisions back there in their own zone is exactly what the Steelheads need to do to win, because they're that kind of team where they just grind it out and they continue to grind you, and that's kind of the style of play that they play, and they've been obviously playing so well here recently.
Yeah, it's always a point of emphasis in practice, just cleaner breakouts, good puck management, which wingers are doing a good job on the wall, are the centermen doing their job to be in the right spots to support and be there for the pass. It's all relative, so that's going to be big. I also want to see the power play start to get clicking, because it's gone a little bit cold lately. That's fine. You're missing Martone and Misa, I understand, but the power play is going to be huge, because this team needs to score more goals to win, especially without those guys, and the depth's going to have to come up big. It starts with the PP.
All right, so man, we just teed you up big time, everybody, for the game coming up against the Brantford Bulldogs. That's coming up next, right here at Saga 960 AM. So for Zack Bodenstein, Brendan Lang, I'm Mike Karafalides. Thanks for listening for another edition of Trout Talk right here on Saga 960 AM.